Well, hello, dear viewers, and if you're a millennial who grew up during the early 2000s like me, there's a face that's instantly recognizable. And no, it's not Ronald McDonald or McDonald's, it's Morgan Spurlock, a visionary young filmmaker who came out with a very, very insane documentary that we all watched out of morbid curiosity. And while it's no surprise that fast food is utterly fucking terrible for you, I guess most people just wanted to check it out for themselves to prove what they already kind of knew. For example, these cool ass New Yorkers who just are randomly in it. It's interesting that he gets people's perspective on fast food and what they think about it. The awful scene of the gastric bypass surgery. Or how about that horrible ass artwork littered throughout the dock? But perhaps by far the most disturbing scene in the entire documentary is it goes over Gerald Fogel, who we, of course, all knew exactly what happened with him. I mean, for fuck's sakes, this is an extremely morbid moment in this documentary. But its lasting legacy is extremely relevant even today. I mean, fast food's a part of most people's lives, and although it doesn't take a genius to tell you that it's fucking terrible for you, it's interesting to see the different aspects of this broken down like this. But without a doubt, the most entertaining part of the movie is Morgan Spurlock himself, who sadly passed away just a day ago today. And he just seems like a really cool character. He's an awesome dude, and you kind of are interested to see what he's up to. The important messages of fast food on children and people's health and life in general is a pretty admirable concept to tackle for such a man. I mean, if these kids from New York get it, almost anybody could get it, and especially anybody who has eaten a lot of fast food in one sitting can tell you it makes you fucking sick, and it feels good when you eat it, so it's gotta be addicting, that much is certain. And it's not just McDonald's, which in my opinion is one of the grossest fast food, but fast food in general really just across the board is kind of somewhat the same. Although I would say that McDonald's is probably one of the more healthy ones in hindsight, especially all the changes they made since this documentary was made, which of course everybody's famously known. It got rid of the super size me and the dino size, which I used to fucking love as a kid. And an actually unexpectedly hilarious ass sequence from this show is when he eats a whole shitload of McDonald's and he pukes out the side of his car, which those of us who've been there have done it and have lived to tell the tale. It's kind of disgusting, but you know what? That's kind of what fast food is itself. It's so delicious going in, and it's just once it gets in you, it just you feel the fucking rot, and your body knows, and your body can tell you these things, and it's pretty obvious that your body tells you when you eat a ton of fast food that it's fucking awful. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I could make $22 million, which was the profit this movie brought in alone off like just its release or whatever, obviously I made this guy a multi-millionaire. But I fucking would definitely eat McDonald's for 30 days to fucking become this rich. And he was a pretty successful man. But you cannot say without watching this documentary that that bitch of a girlfriend of his had something to do with it, because she was clearly vegan and she was clearly against fast food, processed food, meats type thing. I mean, it's clear that these companies don't give a shit and they'll just feed you whatever you become addicted to. And the smells of these places and kind of just like the overall like awareness you have of the taste and the textures that you get, people really do get addicted to this fucking stuff. And I'm pretty good at leveling myself out and trying to switch up the diet, trying to work out little bits here and there, maintaining my physical health, because like honestly these companies don't give a shit. As long as they're making money, they don't give a fuck about you. And it goes doubly true for alcohol too, because alcohol can definitely kill people, and it's marketed and advertised everywhere in society. But isn't it odd to think that Morgan Spurlock, who is such a health focused, health centric documentary filmmaker, now who has passed away, everything in this documentary is just a mute point considering his individual situation. But given if he would have continued to just constantly eat fast food, constantly never exercise, he appears to have looked after himself. And cancer still got him, but I mean, like he did prove a point here with his own health at that one particular time in history. It's this really bizarre documentary of a man who's just kind of stuck in New York making this. It's a fragment of time of the early 2000s when fast food really hit its mark and it's always been around since way back in automation times, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, but it really took its stride in the modern marketing, uh, capitalistic society that America and Americanized countries have become. So, Morgan Spurlock, we salute you. This is an interesting documentary, absolutely morbidly horrifying at parts. But I mean, it really goes to shine the light on just how unique it was and how many of us growing up, everybody watched it when it came out just because we wanted to see. But I mean, there aren't really any surprises here, and everything still applies today. Fast food is fucking terrible for you. But I mean, really, what price can you put on a little enjoyment in life? If you have a lot of if you have fast food every once in a while, fucking enjoy it, have fun. But I mean, this is a good documentary on how you can kind of reach that sweet spot of knowing it's terrible for you, but also knowing that it's not going to kill you. And that's what I think this documentary really shows. It's terrible, yes, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And Morgan, man, you were always such a cool guy. Fucking rest in peace, brother. And I love this documentary. It's cool.